Today I'm critiquing the part 2 of the Hobbit mansion, and then I'm going to give it an Arvin score at the end of the video. So if you ever decide to build or buy a property like this, you won't make the same mistakes. Let's watch this video together.
We have the first guest suite here, and this is an extremely special room. And again, that's the beginning of your water feature, the stream that goes down to the other side that we just talked about. And you don't have to make this a bedroom suite. It can be another office, creative studio, even a family lounge.
Did you hear that? That's a Freudian slip. Let me explain what happened. He's gone through this whole property, the formal living space by the cafeteria dining area and the family room. He did not find either one of those properties connect to the outside the way this room is. And he came up with the idea of family lounge. That is a massive problem because you sit on 30 acres of land, and he did not feel that indoor-outdoor connectivity from the formal living space because it was just not livable. The orientation, the vibe, energy was more decorative. And the family quarters was really tiny and it didn't open. It had windows to the outside, but it didn't interact with the outside. So when he came over here, he's like, this would have been a good area where we could have actually had that indoor-outdoor flow in a natural format.
Now, while we're here, let's go quickly look at the bathroom. To my left, we have the walk-in closet.
Beautiful. It's a $43 million walk-in closet for you right there.
And here we have a pretty spacious bathroom. You got your freestanding tub, glass enclosed walk-in shower so you can still enjoy the view. Fixtures are polished to perfection. That's credit to the homeowners. They're really maintaining this home.
No credit to the homeowner because the finishes are completely below even a $5 million home, let alone a $43 million home. The credit for polishing goes to the maids, okay? Not the homeowners.
We open up the sliding glass doors here, and now your formal living room seamlessly flows to your covered patio. This is an awesome space. And in the center, really nice outdoor dining area. Now next up, we have the outdoor kitchen here. Really nice bar, massive outdoor grill. I also like how they used rustic paneling for the outdoor kitchen here as well.
Why? It's a farmhouse now? You can tell they didn't know what to do here, you know? They're like, so how do the hobbits barbecue? Let's go watch Lord of the Ring. Oh crap, they didn't barbecue in the movie. So just play it safe. Just go safe. Don't screw it up.
Welcome to the backyard. Massive pool right in the center. And again, given that it's winter, pool is partially frozen. You have a diving board, surrounding mountains. Look at all these rocks around the perimeter of this backyard. This architectural opening is quite significant. Stay right there, please. Look how little.
It is huge.
Look, this is insane.
If the portico was the vaginal channel, this would be the anus. If you haven't watched part 1, you gotta go watch it.
You have dome roofs, these curved sections, flashing details, lower sloped roofs, all coming together, intersecting with each other. That's why I say beyond the volume and sheer scale, it's an architecturally complicated home to pull it off.
It's not a good thing to have a complicated design. And the reason it's complicated, it's not intentional, you know? It's like because they were working from the inside and it would affect roof lines because it would make decisions from the inside. They're like, okay, we'll figure out the facade later. That's not how you're supposed to do it. And most importantly, in design, a bigger demographic pool of people would be interested in if your design is simple. Having a complicated design is not beautiful. Okay, the more in almost any forms of art, simplicity is associated with bigger demographics that will be interested in that design.
There are sliding glass doors here opening up to your basketball court.
Wow, there are indoor-outdoor connectivities for air. This is crazy. Wow. I can't believe it. So the family room didn't connect to the outdoor area. The formal living room did connect, but it was unlivable, so you would never actually sit there. A bedroom connected, and the only big sliding area where you have to connect to, it's a hallway. It's for air. So oxygen could have indoor-outdoor flow, but not humans. Wow. What a wacky design. And what the hell is the jacuzzi doing over there?
Look at this view. It's wild. So we have a walkway around the pond. Look at all these cute pine trees, and then you can hear the sound of water. So remember that stream that comes from the mountain? They're taking it, and with pumps, they're distributing it throughout the property. So there's another pump on the other side, pushing the water here and flowing it all the way to the big pond. And I want to sit here all day and do absolutely nothing. Just be here.
Dude, it's a fountain. It's not even a natural stream. I really thought the property had like a river going through it, but it doesn't. There's actually like a water rights from some neighboring property where you get to pump it and create a kind of a reservoir at the top and then a fake river to the big other fake lake. Look, I'm glad it's there, okay, but it would have been much more natural if you actually had a stream going through your property where you could have had a, more of a natural setting. This is a bit manufactured here.
So the pool house was completed in 2019. It's a little bit more contemporary than the main home. It's about 6,210 square feet, 2 bedroom, 2 baths.
So they didn't plan accordingly when they built this property, or the owners changed and they decided to add a section to it because the property itself, the Hobbit mansion, didn't satisfy their needs. In both cases, it shows that the initial design was flawed. But most importantly, I read in the comments that this property switched hands somewhere around $17 million, and the new owners added this section to the property. You should verify this information yourself. And that is the value add from 17 to 43 plus appreciation if you consider that the property prices haven't gone down and we're not going through a liquidity crunch right now and the interest rates are not double what they used to be.
It's a proper home, has everything you need. And off of the entry, we have this awesome living room, dining area with built-in seating, all these windows facing the surrounding views, and then over on this side, sliding glass doors open up to the deck. Seamless transition.
Can you spot the flaw in this living room? They've actually done a lot of things right. I always pause the frame and ask my subscribers a question so you get better at spotting flaws so you won't make the same mistakes when you purchase or remodel your own property. I give you guys 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. They've done a lot of things right. They've positioned the property. When you open the door, you will have a wow factor. The living area, the couch orientations are all facing in the right direction to capitalize on that amazing view of those beautiful, beautiful mountains. And it opens up completely to the outside. But they did not get rid of that column. That column breaks the line of sight. It should have been one of the first things that they should have considered in the design is that, hey, we want to make sure this corner moment is cantilevered right so we don't break that line of view.
In the middle of the mountains, you have your own lake with your own lake house. Not only the water is super clear, it's about 25 feet to 30 feet deep. They have about 3,000 fish in the pond.
3,000?
Yes. And it's getting this fresh water from the mountains. It's naturally circulated.
So canyon fishing, is it bad?
Yes, they fish
You
here.
can, yeah.
They have a room just for their fishing rods.
Wait a bit. Does that even count as fishing? Like in soccer or football, if I stack 20 goalposts wide and 20 goalposts high on top of each other and score a goal, did I really score a goal? Or did I just create an atmosphere for myself to feel good? Does it count? And second, who the hell is taking attendance? How do you know there's 3,000? Like you go out there, it's like Goldie number 256 jumps out. It's like, present. Come on. I love these data facts he just drops.
Look at this built-in dining area with this leather seat, the art piece on the back, this industrial light fixture. And then on the other side, we got this stunning kitchen. Not the biggest, but so well appointed. You have this wooden section here.
Why? What is that for? Normally the extension of the part of the island that comes out is like a breakfast area you sit down. But there's just cabinets around it. Like they didn't buy enough marble? What is that for, please?
And I believe this marble is from the Calcutta family, but looks stunning. Picks on the white and blue hues outside between the pond and the snow.
This is the best finish we've seen so far in the entire property. Everything else has sucked. This is the only marble I approve so far. It's beautiful. It's really nice.
Now behind the kitchen on this hallway, we first have the laundry room, oversized washer and dryer, subway tile, your sink. There's also a very nice bathroom here. Old vein cut travertine, including the walk-in shower. Also on this level, we have the first bedroom suite. It's more like a really big room with 10 bunk beds. So you can comfortably accommodate your family. And behind Armand, we have a king size bed.
But no closet. You just made a really narrow room. You called it a room for 12 people. There are 5 bunk beds, so 10 beds and a king size bed. That's 12 people with no closet and 1 bathroom. This is a joke. And this was like supposed to improve the property. Like, come on.
This is where things get really interesting. Check out this room. This is where they store all their water toys, kayaks, paddle boards. They can paddleboard here. Now, going back, cozy little seating area, leather recliners. Those are sliding glass doors that open up to the side deck. The deck pretty much wraps this section. And then we have a shuffleboard here, a little bar area.
I think this area with really low ceilings, because you don't want to block the view of the main house, is probably the room that you would probably spend the most amount of time if you purchase this property. And it's a shame because this is the nicest room there so far in the entire property. And it's really low ceilings. But I think I imagine myself hanging out here. I think the fact that it connects to the lake, it's kind of like a lake house, but pool house for the lake. It's cool. It's a cool spot to hang out in.
Look how tasteful these bathrooms are. This is your changing room. And on the other side, you have the main bathroom. Separate water closet, walk-in shower. And there's also a room here that you can easily turn into a bedroom. But this is where they store all of their fishing equipment.
So you don't have a bedroom. You said 2 bedrooms. One of them didn't have any closets with 12 beds in there. And this one is the fishing room. Great.
This thing sits on concrete caissons as if it's built by the ocean. Just like the homes in Malibu. You can see the concrete caissons right here. And I love how generous this deck is. They went all out. I really want to come and visit this property during summer and see how it lives.
Why? Because it's dead right now? Freudian slip number 2. I really think this property is a great summer house, okay? Not a winter property. And I don't count, Sundance Ski Resort as a ski resort, okay? It's like saying you have an aquarium and calling it a swimming pool, okay? Park City, Deer Valley, proper destinations for a winter home. This, 45 minutes away, that's no. To me, it does not kill 2 birds with the same stone. And when you're looking to, evaluate your portfolio of residential properties, like giving it a score, these properties, if they're kind of complementing each other to satisfy a particular need, you'll get a higher score. And this property, to me, it's very one-dimensional, right? It really takes care of that maybe ranch house, which architecturally does not look like it, but the grounds support it. A fun summer house. It has a ton of elements like a basketball court, a lake. So it's really a summer destination for me, not a winter destination home.
Welcome to the spa. We have marble floors, curved sliding glass doors opening up to that backyard that we toured earlier, separate water closet with another one of these curved pocketing doors.
Why? You didn't have enough room for the door to open in your spa? Do you see what has happened here? They're like, oh, we forgot about the spa. Okay, hey, there's this area. I can fit it in. Oh my God. And it's so ugly. It looks like a toilet of 24-hour fitness. Look at this entrance. Like, you got to walk sideways to get into this.
This is where we have the sauna. And then over here, we have a good size steam shower, glass mosaic tile, and we're going to see the same tile in the primary bedroom bathroom as well.
Yeah, because it's so beautiful. They use it in the primary bedroom too. And none of the saunas look outside, You come here to look at a wall. Perhaps the worst spa I've ever seen in ultra luxury. Absolutely worse. As far as finishes, size, orientation, it's like a negative 10 score.
And lastly, over here, we have a really cool vanity that hugs this curved corner, glass motif tile, LED lit mirror, very cool marble sink, and interesting cabinetry design. Again, given the angle of the wall, they had to angle each one of these drawers to accommodate the curve. These really cool, interesting handles.
He ran out of stuff to say. He's like, they should have curved it. but they didn't want to spend the money. But the handles are nice. Oh my God. Look at this. It is beyond ugly. It's absolutely beyond ugly. There's no cold plunge either. Oh, it's just horrible.
Now I want to bring everybody back here. Let's talk about this crazy basketball court. First off, the volume here is insanity. We saw those picture windows from the driveway when we were touring the exterior, and you have these industrial light fixtures, and it gets so much natural light. But also, what a space. Aman, let's get a close-up. What a space for you to watch people play basketball, appreciate the volume. It's a nice overlook area. And now I want to continue here. Sliding glass doors open up to the backyard. There's a little weight station here. And then around the corner, not only we have the rock climbing wall, this is where we have the gym. Look at the frame of the gym.
You call this a gym? Oh my God. And the indoor-outdoor connectivity, like the biggest opportunity they had to actually create that, it opens up to this tiny little gym and a walkway. It is just beyond bad. You have this, first of all, it's not even a full basketball court. It's a half basketball court there. And then you committed to just giving a terrace so natural air would get there. You couldn't get oxygen in there another way. What a horrible design. This was like a prime location to have that indoor-outdoor connectivity to the swimming pool.
This level is all about entertainment. Right off the landing, we have an air hockey table. On the other side, you can see all these screens because this is where we have the PlayStations. Over on this side, we have a little built-in dining area. I love these retro posters.
All right, let's talk about the basement. Huge missed opportunity. I would have forgiven you if you would have said, you know what, upstairs, I just don't want to do the whole Hobbit thing every day, and would have really committed to having an amazing, cool basement where you do have low ceilings, where you could have brought that architectural element here, actually exercised your vision. Look, if you want to build this funky, crazy dream home, okay, which is unorthodox, this mansion is, 0.1% of your net worth, you just want to do it and have fun with it, fine, but do it right, okay? I would tell you not to do it financially, but after that, I'm behind you, right, to help you execute this vision correctly. And they just didn't do it. Like, you either commit architecturally and follow through those elements on the outside, then otherwise, you just locked in yourself to this crazy, funky layout, that it creates a whole bunch of issues on the inside, and then on the exit side you have a very difficult time finding a buyer because not everyone's gonna like these anus looking holes everywhere in the house. If you need some help, you can apply for my inner circle. It's right here. I would love to be that voice of reason guide so you can execute your vision, your dream correctly.
And then over here they have this really interesting bar, stainless steel countertop and fabrication. It looks like a diner bar. I love the glazed cabinetry. It's something different with this massive Marlin statue.
What is that a kitchen? It doesn't have a stove. Is it a bar? It doesn't have any alcohol. It doesn't have any shelves. This is really odd. Really, really strange. What a waste of money.
To our right, we have a screening room. Given the curved aesthetic of this property, this section is also curved. Your screen projector is actually right above Arman. These leather recliner chairs. It's cozy and elevation certainly helps. And they wanted to leave it open to give it more of a screening room energy rather than a closed off movie theater. But if you want, you can just follow the wall here and actually close off this section.
What the hell is this? First of all, you're like so close to the screen because they didn't have enough room. Like, what are we going to do with this spot? We make it a movie theater. The reason they didn't close it off because it would really cut off the connectivity of this room to this room. They wanted to keep it open, but then they also wanted to say they have a movie theater. Horrible. It's embarrassing, really. Like, this basement so far is really embarrassing.
Now here we have a pool table, but down below we have this cozy seating area with a massive TV.
Thanks. The Hobbits really love using tiles. And look at the tile work. It's like an extra over here. Horrendous. So you had a movie theater that sucked, and then you created a weird ass TV room right in front of it. So two people can like watch TV, two different groups can watch two different things in front of each other, and the sound mixes. What the hell is this? This is absolutely embarrassing. This basement is a gut job. It's a complete gut job. There's nothing to save over here.
Now next, behind these cool barn doors, let's get a close up. Look at the hardware above. This is a heavy door, and you can actually see all the different thicknesses of wood that they use to create this big heavy slab. It opens up to the bunk room. Every mountain home should have a bunk room, and I love when they're properly built in. I mean, the millwork looks great. You get some drawers for storage, proper, I want to say full-size beds. Above you have single beds with little wall sconces, plugs, that way you can charge your phone and all that good stuff. Another one of these amazing frames, and I think I'm just getting tired, so I'm gonna enjoy these seating areas. But this is very comfortable, it's a cozy space, comes with its own bathroom.
Okay, another really ugly bathroom, but at least I like the fact that these bunk beds have built-ins. So you can put some sort of a, clothes and diapers, I don't know, kid stuff in there.
And then we have a golf simulator here. So it's all set up for us to hit this ball. And let me tell you, I suck at playing golf. I'm terrible at it. That was only 19 yards. That's terrible.
No, what's terrible is that every single one of these amenities, like the golf simulator, like the spa upstairs, movie theater, to the lounge, to the ugly bar it had, they just wanted to have it to go over a checklist and say, we have it. None of these experiences were curated exactly to how and what the person who is in love with that experience would want to experience. They just did it to do it. Your 30 acres, you could have a 9-hole golf course on this property and add significant value to it because you attract the biggest, one of the wealthiest demographics. And you gave us an ugly freaking experience like it's in your living room. Horrible. I really only so far really love the land. I think the land is beautiful. It's a great parcel of land, but the rest of stuff has been so disappointing.
All right, moving on. Next up. Down below, we have a racquetball court. I don't know how all these amenities exist in this home. And we got more to see. Now, we've talked about this section earlier. This is how they're allowing natural light to come in. Remember by the driveway?
Yes.
And then over here, we have the basketball court. Let me tell you, from this level, this space feels a whole lot bigger. The ceiling height is crazy. Ton of natural light coming in thanks to those clear story windows. Now welcome to the rock climbing section. Oh my God, look at the height here. Armand, can you even pan up that much?
This is the only amenity or feature of this kind of activity section of the property which I think they've done a really good job. The only one. All the other elements, I really think they half-ass. Even the basketball court, did you really need a half basketball court here to sacrifice the connectivity upstairs where you could have really connected a really cool space over there to the outdoors? Horrible. Everything else is horrible. This is looks legit at least.
As we head to the second floor, on the left wing, there are 3 guest suites. The architecture and how the house sits on the land create different rooms, frames, and elevations. And these guest suites take full advantage of that. The styling and the palette have no strict cohesion, but everything shares the same design language. From tapered ceilings and curved windows to a mix of hardwood floors and carpeted rooms, one thing is common.
They all suck. They all look really ugly. Good scale though. They're good sized rooms. But the finishes and the decor looks horrible.
Hello, 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 hi. Now welcome to the landing of the second floor.
Yeah, very usable. This is your upstairs living room, okay? 22,000 square foot and you don't have an upstairs living room. This is it.
We have all these picture windows. I mean, the scenery doesn't get old. And I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself, but how do I not react to this frame? Now, over on the other side is where we have the start of the primary bedroom. Remember we talked about it? Curved cabinetry? They actually curved this door and it pockets in. It's a nice touch. and it brings you to this little office, or it's currently staged as an office, but this could be a nursery, a little seating area before your primary bedroom.
It's going to be nothing. This is completely dead space. Okay. And all that, bridge above, it's completely all dead space. Square footage that counts in the price you pay for the property, but completely unusable. And pay attention to the connectivity. Do you know how far this primary bedroom is from the kitchen and the living areas? Just pay attention to it.
Now, this is where we have the main bridge. I think I've talked about it on the exterior. That takes you to the primary bedroom. The curved ceiling design, and on the exterior, you can see how they bent the standing seam metal roof to accommodate this section. Now, over here, to my left, you have an easy access to the primary bathroom that we will tour last. But first, let me take you to the primary bedroom. The vaulted ceiling, the volume, the sheer scale, connectivity to the outdoors, to the views, whether it's the koi pond to my right, Mount Timpanogos on the other side. This outdoor deck, what a cozy space. You get a small seating area.
You know what they forgot? A kitchenette. Do you know how far this is from the kitchen? If you get thirsty, hungry in the middle of the night, good luck. Good, you gotta call Uber.
Look at the size of this pivot door. It's not a sliding glass door. It's a pivot door. Imagine waking up in the morning, walking out to this patio, ideally barefoot, having this fire pit on, and enjoy your lake and the little pond here. So that's the source of the water that feeds the pond. And Arman, if you can see right there in the center, they're pumping the water. And this morning, property manager told us that I believe it was an elk that came all the way to this pivot door one morning when the homeowners were staying in the bedroom.
You're lucky it wasn't me. Okay, I love this view, okay? I think it's absolutely beautiful. But do you know what has happened? They first decided to position the primary bedroom here, and then they were like, we'll figure out how to connect it to the rest of the house. A common mistake, okay? Even with good intentions, you try to capture a moment, but you completely screw up so many other design fundamentals in actually making it work together. You see, all these 10 principles, which I'm going to score at the end of the video, it's all very, very important. But how they interact and affect each other is how you come up with an amazing design, with a very sellable design, with a very high resale value. They've just I'm very glad you tried to do this, but your primary bedroom is miles away from the rest of the house. There is zero connectivity whatsoever.
There's one thing I can't wrap my head around is seeing 10 or 15 mountains around you and there's no one can see you. This is just...
And it's not like we're crazy out of the way either.
Yeah.
Like we are pretty close to Provo, and prior to arriving here, we did see a bunch of homes. But they're about 3-4 minutes away? But somehow the way the plot is situated, you don't see anybody. We haven't seen a plane, anybody walking, car driving, nothing. Absolute peace and tranquility.
He's right about this. Privacy, a lot of times to the ultra wealthy, is a binary decision. You could show a 10, 10, 10, 10 score on all the other elements, and privacy is like a 7, and they can't buy it, or they wouldn't buy it, because that is the number one need they need for that location. And this property has it.
All right, next up, welcome to the primary bathroom. Built-in tub, of course, to capitalize on these views. Nice marble fabrication. You have casements on each side. Then we have our walk-in shower here. I guess I might as well step in. All glass mosaic tile.
I can't believe they use this and they're asking for $43 million. Horrible. I mean, when I say gut job, I really mean it. This property is a massive project.
And then on the other side, we have this intricate cabinetry. The wall is curved. You have these triangular sections to accommodate the angle change, but then they rounded the marble countertop here.
Who knew hobbits were into shabby chic? I didn't know. And again, they didn't want to spend the money to make the cabinets round, so it's like angular, but the edge of the marble is round. Horrible. I mean, when I say gut job, I really mean it.
But to respect the homeowner's privacy, I'm actually not going to show the closet, but it's definitely good size. But I want to take you guys up to the loft. All right, let's go see what this level is all about. Sectional lounging. This is an interesting frame. You can also see the standing seam roof from here. And over on this side where we have the circular opening, you have a nice Juliet balcony. And now that I'm up on this level, you can easily see how big this primary bedroom is.
The only use you would get out of that mezzanine level is storage. I'll promise you, your suitcases, your boxes, stuff that you brought from the other property are all going to get, stored over there. What a complete waste of money. Okay, let's give it an Arvin score. Location. Look, I'm going to give it a 5 and I will tell you guys why. It's not prestigious. You're close to some prestigious area, but it's not walkable to those areas. And for that reason, it's going to get a 5. Lot quality, 30 acres. It's an absolute 10. Lot utilization. You have a long private driveway. You have that frontage, you have that portico, you have setbacks for ages, humongous backyard. It completely sits extremely comfortably on the lot. It's another 10. Privacy. This is another easy 10. It's completely private. It's perched up. No one looks into it. And you're scratching your head. You're like, Arvin, you don't like this property. No, I don't like the property. I love the land. You see, the land is going to carry the weight of this property. And that's why you always buy the lot before you buy the finishes and the structure. Lot orientation. You open up south facing, but you're facing everywhere. North facing, east facing, west facing. You have a lot of exposures from a lot of different areas. This property is going to be lit. I'm going to give it another 10. Architectural style. Look, I don't care if it's difficult. I don't care if you've got a vision from a movie set or something going on. I'm going to give it a 1 because first, it wasn't even what you promised it to be. A Hobbit house that is giant does not make sense. And then it was ugly. It was just really, really ugly. Views. Look, you get 2 good view corridors. One is significantly better than the other one with beautiful peaks. I'm going to give it a 7. Layout. I'm going to give it a 4 and I will tell you guys why. You do have a wow factor, but you completely botched and distracted from it. And you had that bar blocking and breaking your line of sight. The other element was the fact that your indoor-outdoor connectivity, considering you're on 30 acres, it was very limited. It was very unnatural. Because your formal living area sucked, you would never use it, and you would never use that main entrance to the outside. And then your family room didn't connect outside. No, your dining room didn't connect outside. And then trying to get from your primary bedroom to the kitchen would take you a mile to get there. And then the only area that you opened up was for a breezeway to the basketball court, when that could have been a great area to kind of showcase that living arrangement or seating arrangement where people can actually go indoor, outdoor, and use the pool. It really sucked. I can't give it anything more than a 4. Scale and volume. I'm going to give it a 6, and this might surprise you. The only big area, the only big volume that would kind of justify this kind of a price point is that formal living area, which was completely unusable. The formal seating arrangement sucked. You would never sit there. The fireplace was never used. Dining table was completely at the wrong area. The rooms were all proportional, but then the basement had really low ceilings, and for that reason, it's going to get a 6. Finishes. It gets a 2, and here's why. First of all, you used really, really cheap finishes, from carpet to really, really ugly tiles. Second, you did not bring outside elements inside. You committed architecturally to something really weird, but you didn't double down. You didn't really commit on the inside. You built something irregular, like an ugly home on the inside with finishes, and then you were architectural on the outside. You just can't do that. Your basement was horrendous. You had tile on the wall. It was really, really bad. I can't give it anything more than a 2. Now, here's the Arvin score. If you want to see a property I absolutely love, watch this property. It got the highest Arvin score ever. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the comments. Take care.